Hi, and welcome to a Life Soul podcast, where we explore personal growth, high performance, and intentional living. I am Wasim Balani, and I believe life isn't just about getting through the day, it's about becoming fully alive in everything we do. Through my journey, whether in medicine as a heart rhythm cardiologist, cycling and running, or personal development, I have learned that success isn't just about reaching goals, but about who we become along the way. This podcast is here to inspire and challenge you to push your limits, cultivate discipline, and live with purpose. Join me each week as we dive into ideas, reflections, and practical strategies to help you grow into your best self. So let's get started. Hello everyone, and welcome back to a Life Soul podcast. Today, I want to take you into a day that started out completely ordinary. Slow, quiet, nothing remarkable about it. One of those Saturdays you expect will pass without leaving a single memory behind. And to be honest, that's exactly why this episode wasn't planned either. Because what I'm about to share with you didn't come from preparation or strategy. It came from an unplanned moment inside an unplanned day. See, yesterday wasn't special in any intentional way. It wasn't a holiday. It wasn't a big event. It wasn't a milestone. It was just Saturday. But somehow, this ordinary Saturday taught me one of the most powerful lessons I've had in a while. A lesson about presence, priorities, memories, and how saying yes at the right time can open the door to the moments that matter most. And the funny thing is, it all started with one simple truth. We had absolutely no plans. It was one of those weekends where everything felt slow. I woke up without any plan. No long run, no long ride, no structured schedule, no obligations, just open time. And instead of feeling free, I felt bored. I found myself sitting on the couch, scrolling on my phone without thinking. That kind of numb scrolling that somehow makes you even more drained. My wife and kids were bored too. You could see it in how they moved around the house. The whole house had a low energy vibe. And honestly, if nobody said anything, we probably would have stayed like that all day. It was one of those days that could have slipped away quietly. A day that leaves no memory behind. And that's when my wife turned to me and said, "Let's do something fun today. Why don't we take the kids to the balloon museum in the city?" I thought about that for a second, and my natural instinct was like, maybe it's not a good idea. There's gonna be a lot of traffic. Maybe it will be overcrowded. But that time I said yes, let's go. And that first yes was the moment that changed everything in that day. That tiny spark was the starting point of something none of us saw coming. So we decided to go, got the kids in the car, and headed out. Now, if you live in Chicago, you know what's coming. Traffic. Heavy, slow, frustrating traffic. The kind that tests your patience and mood. The kind that makes you regret leaving the house. The kind that usually turns me into the quiet, annoyed version of myself. The version that kids can sense instantly. And right as I felt the familiar irritation creeping in, the kids said, "Let's play Who's the Imposter game." And in that moment, something in me shifted. See, normally I'd say no. No, not now. No, I'm trying to drive. No, let me just get there. But that time, almost without thinking, I said, "Okay, let's play." And that was the second yes of the day. We laughed. We tried to outsmart each other. Time moved faster. The heaviness of the traffic eased up. And then I realized that simple yes, the yes to playing their game in the car instead of the kids fighting and us yelling at them to stay quiet, that yes shifted the whole energy. It turned traffic from something stressful into something fun. And suddenly, that ride became one of the best parts of the day. We then arrived at the city, and before the museum, we needed to eat. And normally we choose something quick, something predictable, something safe with the kids, just to avoid the chaos of sitting with kids in the restaurant. But then my oldest son said, "Can we go to this all you can eat sushi place I saw on TikTok?" And immediately my mind flooded with all the reasons to say no. I didn't look at the reviews. What if it was bad? What if it was crowded? What if the kids act up? What if it's expensive? What if it ruins the day? Even my wife looked hesitant because she knows how kids can act in a restaurant. But then again, that same softness in my chest came up, the same willingness. And I said, why not? Let's try it. And honestly, it was amazing. The sushi was great. The kids enjoyed it. There was no chaos, no stress, just good food and good vibe. And that ube flavored soft serve ice cream on the cold stone ball, that was the perfect ending. And in that moment, I told myself that day was unfolding in a way I couldn't have planned. We then finally got to the balloon museum, a huge, colorful space filled with giant balloon arts installations, rooms with light and color, a ball pit, and the kids were having a blast. And here's what surprised me. I wasn't half present like I usually am. Usually I'm thinking, when are we leaving? What time is it? What's the next on the schedule? But on that time, I let go. I said yes to everything. Yes to taking more pictures. Yes to jumping into the ball pit with kids. Yes to exploring every room. Yes to slowing down. And in those moments, something in my heart opened, reminding me how much joy I miss when I'm too focused on control. And after the museum, normally we'd head home. It was already a full day. The kids were getting tired, and it was cold. But then my son said, "Can we go to downtown to see the holiday lights?" And this is the moment that shocked my family and shocked me even more. Because normally, it's the easiest no of all time. It's cold, it's late, we're tired, the drive home is long, and it's not planned. But I heard myself say, yes, let's do it. And just like that, we went. We walked in downtown, we saw the lights, we soaked into the atmosphere, and it was great. And then the kids saw those glowing holiday lit bike taxis, the ones covered in light, playing music, decorated for the season. And of course, my daughter saw it and said, "Can we ride one?" And normally, I'd say no. But this time, yes, let's take the ride. And that ride, the cold air, the lights around us, the sound of the city, my kids laughing, my wife smiling, it felt like a movie scene. A moment I knew instantly would stay with me for years. We didn't rush, we didn't plan, we just lived and we soaked in the moment. On the drive home, the younger kids fell asleep, tired, peaceful, happy. My daughter told my wife she didn't want the day to end. My wife looked content. I felt full, not physically, but emotionally. And it wasn't until later, after the kids were asleep, the noise settled, and the house finally went quiet, that everything clicked. I sat there replaying the day, the tiny moments, the unexpected joy, the lightness I felt. And that's when I realized what actually happened. I was saying yes to everything they asked for that evening. Yes to the balloon museum. Yes to playing a game in the car. Yes to all you can eat sushi restaurant. Yes to the walk around the city lights. Yes to the bike taxi ride. Without planning it, without even noticing, I had said yes again and again. And without thinking about it, I had given my family a yes day. Not a scheduled one, not a planned one, not something we organized ahead of time. Just a yes day that unfolded naturally, moment by moment, because I allowed myself to be present. And that realization stopped me. It taught me something I honestly needed to learn. That being present, slowing down, and simply saying yes is what turns an ordinary evening into the kind of memory my family would carry for years. Now, I'm not saying you should say yes to everything. We need boundaries. We need rest. We need structure. But when it comes to our family, we often tend to say more no's than yeses. We often say yes to the rest of the world, but no to the people we love the most. Yes to work, yes to obligations, yes to others, yes to schedules, yes to everything except them. And we give them whatever is left: the tired version, the rushed version, the distracted version. But yesterday reminded me that our family deserves more yes, more presence, more moments, more connection. Because yes, create more memories. Yes, builds relationships. Yes, strengthens bonds. Yes, changes the atmosphere of a home. Yes, brings you closer to the people you love without you even realizing it in that moment. And then later today, I opened my phone to look at the pictures from yesterday, just reliving the moments. And somehow, with one swipe, I ended up 10 years back. I looked at many photos when we were all younger: happy vacations, unforgettable moments, a version of our lives that feels almost unreal now. And as I continued looking at the pictures of us, something hit me deep. Every single one of those memories exists because I said yes on that day, because I agreed to go, because I showed up, because I let the moment happen, because I opened the door to life instead of closing it. And then came a thought that honestly stung me a little. How many memories never happened because I said no? Because I was tired, because I was overwhelmed, because I chose order over adventure, because I let stress take the lead, because I didn't feel like it. I sat there, alone in the quiet, feeling a wave of emotion, a little guilt, but also a lot of gratitude, because at least today I said yes. And I knew with absolute clarity that this Saturday would appear in the same photo scroll 10 years from now. So here's my gentle invitation I want to leave with you today. You don't need a full yes day, but maybe sometime this week, say yes to something small your kids ask for. Say yes to something your spouse suggests. Say yes to something unplanned. Say yes to a moment of joy, or play, or adventure. Because you never know, that small yes might become the memory they remember forever. And remember, every moment of presence becomes a memory your family will carry for a lifetime. And one day, you look back and realize the yeses you gave, the tiny ordinary ones, were actually the building blocks of the family you became. So keep choosing presence, keep choosing yes, because your future memories are waiting, and they'll build one small yes at a time. Every habit you build, every effort you make, it all adds up. So keep showing up, because the small steps you take today are shaping the person you become tomorrow. That's it for this episode, my friends. And if you like it, please share it with people around you, because we all grow better when we do it together.